Hey Soul family, welcome back to the channel. This is the White Feather Tarot, and in today's reading we are doing what did you inherit from your ancestors and forefathers. And in this reading we're going in depth. We're taking a look at three factors. We're taking a look at what you inherited in terms of blessings, and what did you inherit in terms of karma, and also what did you inherit in terms of traits. So I believe this is going to be a very interesting reading. We're going to be getting a lot of information for you in terms of what you've inherited. And to do this reading, as you can see, there are three piles with three crystals. Let me introduce them to you. For the first pile, you have the ocean Jasper in the shape of a moon. And that's what your crystal looks like for pile number one. For pile number two, you have the Caribbean Jasper in the shape of a cloud. And this is what your crystal looks like. As for pile number three, you have the green moss agate in the shape of a heart. And this is what your crystal looks like. All right, so take a look at which one of these three piles or three crystals you're the most drawn to. And that will probably be the pile for you here today. I would advise you to watch other piles in case you are drawn to more than one pile, or maybe even drawn to all of the piles. You never know what important message you're going to hear, especially in a reading like this. So if you're just drawn to one and that's it, then this will be the pile for you. But if you're drawn to several or all, do know that they will also have important messages that you're meant to hear at this point of your life as you've clicked on this reading. And as usual, you'll find the timestamps down in the description box. Click on your times and I'll see you in your readings. Hi, pile number one. Welcome to your reading. As you know, today we're taking a look at what you've inherited from your ancestors and forefathers. And this is going to be a detailed reading. That's why the format may be a bit different. We're going to take a deep dive into what you've inherited in terms of blessings. And then we're going to be taking a look at the karma that you may have inherited, as well as the traits. What unique and special traits have you have you inherited from your ancestors and forefathers? Whoa, okay, so that's the first thing. Cannot wait to dive into this reading for you. I believe our cards are now shuffled for pile number one. Whoa, let's begin straight away. Your cards are popping. I feel like this one was the one meant to come out. Thank you so much. Okay, so first of all, we're taking a look at your blessings. What blessings did you inherit from your ancestors and forefathers? So that came out pretty quickly. You have blue moon, opportunities, divine power, and clarity. Love that. Okay, you also have Sun in Scorpio with endurance. Wonderful. Oh my God, this is actually telling me a lot. And you see that, the moon and the sun. Let's pick up two tea leaves for you before we take a look at your tarot cards. So you have dagger, fear, worries, tense situation, powerful. And I was gonna take just one, but this caught my attention, and so I will be taking it as well. You have quill, get back to the basics. And you have success. Wow. Amazing blessings pile number 1. I can see so many things already. So many, not just 1 or 2 things. I see so many things here. This is really cool. All right, I believe now it's time for your tarot cards. You have, let me put it the other way around. You have the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. There we go. You also have the 6 of Wands. I mean, that's for sure. All right. Hey, you have the 2 of Pentacles. I haven't been taking reversals for a long time. So yeah, we're not going to be doing that. That's not the intention of this reading. And you have the Knight of Cups. Let's take one more here. So you have the Ace of Pentacles, right? I think it was this way around, actually. Perhaps it was the first card that was turned around. Okay. You know, this could mean one thing. It came out the other way around and then it's turned, which means that this is beginning for you now. It wasn't accessible and now it's becoming quite accessible. In fact, you do have the Ace of Pentacles here showing a new beginning. You're about to receive. So one of the blessings that we're talking about wasn't there and you're about to receive it now. So let's take a close look at what we can see here in terms of what you've inherited. The first blessing that is very apparent here is success, and the 6 of Wands is also a card about victory and success. So you come from an ancestral line that is very successful, that is capable of making the impossible possible. They have been able to achieve what they want. You'll find that perhaps in your DNA, that type of power where you feel whatever you want to do, you can achieve. And if this is something you haven't felt before, then perhaps this is why the Knight of Pentacles was the other way around. For many reasons, one of these things is about to begin for you. Either this or the power, we'll get back to it. So yeah, you have the capability, you've inherited from your ancestors, the capability of creating huge success in your lifetime. It's something that is very prevalent in your line, in your family line. And I feel like with the 2 of Pentacles here, you're being trained for it. Another thing that I see with the Knight of Pentacles here and the Knight of Cups, the 2 knights, do you see there's a lot of admiration with these 2 knights? Again, this could be the thing that is opening up for you now. You have the Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups, both showing a lot of admiration from others. Do you see that? Both of them are in shining armor, suits, a lot of people loving and admiring them. And so one of the things that you've inherited, whether you're experiencing this now or not, it seems like you are meant to live a lifetime where you're enjoying people's admiration. I just noticed something here. Let me cover the cards and I'll show you the card again, because probably at this point I have covered the card. Sorry about that. YouTube rules are becoming more strict by the day. So again, I think I'm not going to be blurring this time. As you can see, there is a lot of admiration. So I think we might need to pick up a card here. There is a message. I'll take it. But anyways, so it's very clear that one of the things you've inherited is perhaps charisma, energy that you exude that draws people to you. I see with the line here, you could be a natural leader, maybe even without knowing. You exude a type of energy that people just love and admire. And I think it's part of the ingredient that helps you achieve that type of success and be very visible to everyone. Okay, so this did come up. Let's see what you have here. Mars in Gemini with decision. See, with the chess here, this shows me that there is intelligence. You have inherited I want to say a lot of intelligence, but unique type of intelligence, and a type of, can we say type of smartness, unique type of smartness. You know how people are different in intelligence when it comes to math. Some are very intelligent when it comes to drawing. Some are great at physical activities and so on. I see that you have great intelligence when it comes to leading people, inspiring people, speaking your mind properly, and it makes people, you know, flock after your energy as a leader by choice. They want to be following you. They want you to take the lead, and that is one of your apparent inheritance that you've gotten from your ancestors. Great intelligence, especially in terms of knowing how to lead people, how to make them maybe listen to you. You're very eloquent with how you present your ideas. Yeah, that's definitely something that you've inherited here. Now, another thing that I see is great power. Your level of being able to endure, your endurance level is very, very strong. I mean, here we can see that the level of things you can go through and come out victorious on the other side is very unique in this line of family, because the hardships that you are able to endure, let's say for example, there are 10 levels that you've gone through, 0 being easy, 10 being impossible to go through, nearly impossible to go through. Regular people can go through the first, the second, third, and perhaps by the third or the beginning of the fourth, they're like, I don't think I can come out of this. Here we see a level of strength, physical strength, or soul. Your spirit is very strong. Your mental capability of convincing yourself that you're going to be able to endure this and come out the other side is unparalleled. Again, a lot of activity in your mind. You have this belief, this high tolerance level to going through difficulty just so you can get out the other side. You always believe there is a new tomorrow. You always believe that it's a phase. You always have the strong belief that you are going to create great things, and you never take your eyes off of your goal. And so very strong characters in this pile. Yeah, very strong characters. Strong masculine and feminine energy. So especially that you have the feather, which has to do with spirituality. So this is an ancestral line that had this balance, you know, the great balance between feminine energy and masculine energy. Very spiritual people, even the ones who don't realize it, are quite psychic. They feel things. They have an inner voice that kind of guides them, and great masculine energy in terms of being powerful, being strong, having a strong character, being capable of enduring difficult situations. Yeah, you would never let things go just because you can't have them now. You will never let situations take over you. That is not you at all. And that's a very strong trait that you've inherited from your ancestors. It's a very strong family line here. Some of you could either be teachers, or you have the capability of training and teaching others because you're so eloquent, very smart. You know how to organize your thoughts very well, very intellectual. You're capable of teaching and training others. So you could be a great professor, a great teacher, a great leader, of course. Yeah, you have the capability of teaching others in a very simple manner, where they can learn to do the impossible. They learn by listening to you. You put it together so easily. You understand it so well that you present it in a simple way. I can already see the traits appearing in your blessings. But yeah, having the capability to have that, no, having that type of mind, I mean, is one of your biggest blessings that you've inherited from your ancestors. So we're seeing power, we're seeing great mind, we're seeing admiration from others, you being chosen to be a leader. Yeah, having both strong feminine energy and strong masculine energy. Not to mention, of course, one of the most important things, that you're capable of creating opportunities for yourself and creating a lot of success. A family line full of success. Whenever you tap into this power, you're capable of creating great success. And so we see this card be standing out, being very unique, especially that it's coming in conjunction to the moon. So Ace of Pentacles is being blessed with having a promise of prosperity and contentment. And it's coming right under the moon, showing me that you have the hands of a manifester. You're able to manifest into your world whatever wish that you desire, even if it looks to the naked eye, to us mere mortals, that it's impossible. You're capable of creating anything you want in your world, and that's one of the greatest blessings that you've inherited from your ancestors. All right, so now let's take a look at your karma. What karma did you inherit from your ancestors? I mean, so far it's looking amazing. I wonder what that could be. Right, so you have, I see two cards here. We see Raven and Wolf, Symbiosis, Combined Effort, Alliance. And you have Winding Roots, Ancestral Connection. I mean, talk about doing a reading about ancestors. Ancestral Connection, Earthly Wisdom. Symbiosis, Combined Effort, Alliance. Actually, your karma isn't necessarily here bad. It's a promise that your family made here. Okay, let's check this out. You have Saturn in Pisces with loss. That's so interesting. You have leg stepping into a new experience. Yeah, that's why your ancestors have these sort of traits. You have Rainbow. The most difficult part of a situation is over. That is so cool, pile number one. I can't wait to tell you about this. So you have the Lovers card. You have the Five of Cups. The Four of Swords. Judgment. And you have the Six of Cups. Oh, also this one. Thank you. Let's see what that is. Venus in Leo with Affair. Right. Okay. So it's very clear to me that your ancestors' karma is more of a promise that your family made. I feel like with the loss here, we can see that there was a loss of a great civilization. Because we have great, what do they call it? Monolithic? A monolithic, it reminds me of a monolithic structure. And then we see loss, a dying civilization. So something happened, of course, as we know. And you see the raven here is now moving forward. So a lost civilization lost a lot of things with it, not just knowledge, but perhaps it's about losing the way because of the leg here. Losing way. And maybe this also means corruption, that we started going down a line that could have been a bit corrupt without knowing, maybe. So I feel like you have an ancestry line that has taken upon itself a promise of reversing this downward maybe deterioration and revamping things up. They had to go through a lot. They had to go maybe through a lot of maybe corruption, or they had to go through a lot of speaking people out of ideas that may have been ruining humankind or something like that. And your ancestors a long time ago took it upon itself to revive the earth, to revive animals, earth, human beings, to bring it back, reverse this karma for everyone. So it's not a karma that you have to pay for, but it's a bigger responsibility of reversing overall human karma. I know it might be crazy, but see, with the judgment card, it's making everyone rise. Because with the Four of Swords, it looks like people are sleeping. They're not aware of what happened here, that we're going downwards. We're feeling lack with the Five of Cups. Disappointment. And we don't know why we're going downhill. So there's a lot of sleep here going on. It's so interesting how your karma is not necessarily about the family karma. It's about everyone's karma. And so each one had a role, a combined effort. See, each one had a role of somehow taking everyone one step further, or taking something that would take everyone one step further. And I see your ancestral line having to do with everything. Everything is not just one area or the other. That's why you're probably leaders that others admire. You have these qualities of being manifestors and creating what you want, because inherently you have this desire to fix things or to make things better, have a print on the world, make it better before you left. Each one had a role. Some people were more concerned with the planet, with animals, with human beings, with science, one thing or the other. And it looks like your family's promise is the karma here. Everyone will have a role until everyone goes to the other side. Because rainbows, in many civilizations, whether it's Norse mythology, also with the goddess Iris, it's taking people from the world into the heavens, crossing the rainbow into the heavens. So taking everyone to the other side. Again, affair, I feel here it has to do with, so two things, because Six of Cups has to do, has to do with children. So we're seeing that, so that's a very important factor in your ancestral karma, as well as love between people, peace between people. See, rainbow reminds me of course, inclusivity, right? So it's once we let go of the ego and realize that we're all equal and realize that the ego only deteriorates us, and it's way better to build healthier relationships and love together, is when we grow. And I feel like this happens with a healthy inner child. So a lot of your family members may have had to do something or the other with children, doing something better for the children, whether teachers or great teachers for children, or a great program for children, raising awareness on how to raise children, something or the other. There is a passion towards making things better for children in specific, because that's a promise of a new, better civilization. Why did this show up? Mars in Taurus with defense. Yeah, there is a lot of defense and protection with children. Yeah, it's something that is very important, innately important to your ancestral line, especially one of the big promises here, it's always, the more you take care of children and protect them, the more the promise of a new generation, of a healthy generation, is possible. That's what I see here. Very intricate reading. Yeah, love between people. Do you see? You raise children to be more open-minded, to be more intellectual, to be more loving, to get love, and they grow up to be more loving human beings. How interesting. Wow. I love your ancestors' karma, pile number 1. I really do. That is certainly a big thing. It's so beautiful. I almost want to leave this on the table. Something crazy here. Also guiding animals. Going back. I don't know what this means, but I'm sure. Guiding animals back to something. I don't know if you have an idea about this specific part. I would love to know, but my intuition is really telling me to say guiding animals back. I never thought we can do that. And guiding them back to what? Knight of Wands. We see an animal here. We see a horse and 4 of Wands. I'm going to just reflect on this. Maybe I find something. Guidance of animals. Protection of plants. Protection of animals. Protection of human beings. Maybe, yeah, not maybe, of course. But I think we are misunderstanding how to deal with everything. 4 of Wands and Knight of Wands. In terms of the animal question, look, there's hidden knowledge in terms of animals. But how are we guiding them back? Maybe retraining them? I really don't know, to be honest, pile number 1. If you have an idea or you're seeing something, I would love to know. I'm very curious. Down in the description box, you see a parrot talking, right? So training, talking. Maybe we were connected to animals way more than we are now. There's so much we don't know here. And also animals need to be taken back to something. Need to be retrained back to something. I don't know. Pile number 1. But this is very cool. Very, very cool. If you have an idea, since this is your pile, please let me know. I mean, what is your intuition telling you here? Please let me know. Oops. This is important, it seems. Hidden information. Eating. Are they supposed to eat something that they're not eating? I don't know. I really don't know. Pile number 1. Please do let me know. I'd be very curious to know your thoughts on this, given that this is your family line. Have you had an intuitive kick as you listened to this part? I'm very interested. Okay. So now let's take a look at the traits. We know a lot of them, but I'm sure there's more because we were mainly focused on blessings. I'm sure since this is part of the reading that I felt was important to do, there's more for you to know. So you have the scavenger with desperation, scarcity, and wanting. Very cool. So that's with traits. Let's take another one. Ooh, lunar eclipse, spiritual changes, internal evolution. Okay, I'm not surprised. You have the sun in Virgo with health. Yeah. And you have Venus in Cancer with birth. Right off the bat, before I take any other cards, this is very clear here. Do you see this with the scavenger, the desperation, the scarcity, and the wanting? One of the traits that is very apparent in your reading from the very beginning. Do you see how the moth here is depicted in this lunar eclipse? I'm going to tell you something that may surprise you right in a couple of seconds when I'm done. So you have one of the traits that you've inherited that's very clear here is that you have the capability of going into a very difficult situation where you may feel desperate, you may need a lot of important things, where there's scarcity, and you know all of these represent the death card. You might feel like you're nearly dying, your world is ending, and you have the capability always from going from that to great health, creating a rebirth for yourself. You're constantly rebirthing, and that's what a moth also represents. A rebirth as well. See, internal evolution. You have the capability of, instead of letting it go and dying, as we've noticed, you have the capability of winning the spiritual test, changing, transforming, doing what is necessary, and you come out the other side changed on the inside. You gain a lot of blessings in terms of your personal growth. Now, I wanted to tell you something. You always have the moon and the sun, by the way. Do you notice? Great feminine energy, great masculine energy. Unbelievable. So I wanted to tell you that the first thing I've noticed in this reading with the full moons, they keep popping up, especially that I saw the reflection of the moth here with the moon. Do know that with every full moon, my dear pile number one, you are supported, greatly supported spiritually with its energy to make huge transformations. And so you're very lucky with that. The full moon somehow supports your family. You pick up on the energy of the moon very well. And so if you want to do anything in your life, something big, you want it to change, make sure you do it on a full moon. Want to get married? Make sure it's on the full moon. You want to start the business? Wait until the full moon. Like, begin things, but officially begin it on a full moon. You want to embark on a journey that you're worried about? Make sure you do it on a full moon. Because on that day, it seems like you're greatly supported to make big changes. Hold that secret close to you. Pile number one is what I'm seeing here in this card. Wow. Let's now take a look at your tarot cards. So you have the Seven of Pentacles. We're taking a look at traits that you've inherited. You have, the Nine of Cups. You have the Hanged Man. Temperance. And you have the Sun card. My goodness, the sun is very apparent. One of the traits, of course, is being seen, being heard. You will notice that people maybe stare at you and you don't even know why. And maybe, usually people notice you the most in a room or want your attention the most in a room. You shine so bright without knowing even, or maybe you do know. Pile number one, but you shine so bright. Your innocence as well is very potent. It's very apparent because we see a lot of children here again. So your innocence is, people can see that you're an innocent or a good person as well. And of course you have to be, because with this family line there's a lot of huge intention of moving everyone in the right direction. And so inherently you have to be good because you're moving everyone towards that goodness. I'm not surprised. Another thing that I see you have inherited as a trait is that you will find yourself to be different-minded. You're always far ahead in terms of your thoughts, of course. Again, I'm not surprised. In terms of your thoughts about everything in life, where the whole crowd or everyone has one idea, you always have an idea that may be shocking, but it's way ahead of not just your years, but the earth years. And you're very bold. You're not afraid of presenting it. We do see this person presenting on stage. You create this awe factor where everyone's like, oh, how dare they? But you're not afraid to step out and say the right thing. So that's a very strong trait that you've inherited from your ancestors. That's why you are leaders. Temperance shows because you are not afraid of showing yourself, putting yourself out there to say the right thing. you usually, not usually, you always create balance in your lifetime in this ancestral line. You're here to make balance. Everyone's here to balance one thing or the other constantly. Now, the last apparent trait that we can see here with the 7 of Pentacles in conjunction with the 9 of Cups, we can see that you have the capability of planting whatever seeds of manifestation that you want and making that dream come true for you magically. So you do work on it, you plant knowing that you will have what you want. You've probably tested your manifestation powers. I wouldn't be surprised. There's no way you haven't. There's no way. You've seen that you're capable of achieving big things. We've seen it in your cards. And so you confidently plant the seeds and constantly receive the things that you've once thought about and started working with. Things just open up for you. They appear magically because you plant the seeds, thought and action, even with spirit, and you manifest. You will find that a lot of your manifestations may happen also around the new moon or the... did I say the new moon? I was just going to say or the new moon. Yeah, happen around the new moon. And my dear pile number 1, this is exactly what I see in your reading. Such a cool reading. I wish you the best of luck. So this is what you've inherited from your ancestors and forefathers. If you've enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And please don't forget to check out my productivity book and my productivity e-cookbook. You'll find that both of them will really help you set your goals straight for this year and help you achieve them. The productivity book is small, straight to the point, and so you won't procrastinate reading it. But you'll find that it has all the key advice and secrets to becoming a productive person right away, all while enjoying the process. There's also an audiobook if you love listening to your books. And with the e-cookbook, I've partnered with a nutritionist that I love and believe in to bring out a book with 210 recipes of easy and delicious, healthy meals that you can cook in a matter of minutes, giving you the rest of the day to enjoy what you need to be productive. And so with these two, I believe they can help you set the right tone for the rest of the year, achieving your dreams and what is important to you. So make sure you check them out if you're called to it. You'll find the link to this ebook, these ebooks down in the description box. And my dear pile number 1, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye! Hi pile number 2, welcome to your reading. You have chosen the beautiful Caribbean calcite in the shape of a crowd. In the shape of a cloud. Maybe crowd has to do something with your reading. So today we're taking a look at what you have inherited from your ancestors and from your forefathers. As you can see, the setup of this reading is a little bit different because we are going to be deep diving into this topic. We want to know more about what have you inherited in terms of blessings, and then what you've inherited in terms of karma. And then we'll be taking a look at what you've inherited in terms of traits from your ancestors. Can't wait to take a deep dive into your reading. Pile number 1 was so interesting. If you were drawn to pile number 1, I highly recommend it. Let's see what you have, my dear pile number 2. Cannot wait to begin. All right. So first we'll be taking a look at your oracle cards. So you have Snow Moon, rest, recovery, and planning. Can you see that? Yeah. You also have Third Eye, blind, ignoring intuition, self-doubt. All right. We're taking a look at blessings, by the way. So yeah, know that this is something powerful. Saturn in Leo with generosity. And you have Jupiter in Aquarius with innovation. Very cool. Okay, now it's time for your... No, it's not. Because we want to take a look at your tea leaves. You even have a month here. Another month for the second reading. Interesting. You have Butterfly, a change for the better, and October. How interesting. Let's keep them here. I wonder why a month is appearing in your reading specifically, and it looks like it's going to appear in the next part of your reading. So you have the Page of Pentacles. Right. You have the Judgment card. I see a lot of books in your reading. You have the Ace of Pentacles. The Four of Wands. And you also have the Devil card. Really, really interesting. Okay, so what are we seeing in your reading in terms of the blessings that you've inherited from your forefathers and ancestors? I see that you're scientists by nature. Yeah. We see an enthusiastic speaker that could resemble what Plato would wear during that time. Maybe, yeah, like a philosopher, a scientist. You are blessed with maybe scientific thinking. You are smart. You are here to contribute with innovation. You'll find that your ancestral line has a lot to do with fishing for the right information, getting or extracting the right information, moving civilization up, making great transformation through either the literature or the scientific papers that you present or the innovations that you create. You have a great effect on using your mind to make a change, for sure. Transformation is very apparent in your reading. See, we have with the Snow Moon planning. I feel like, you're very pragmatic, very, like you follow processes, very accurate. You have that natural way of following the scientific thought. And here is something quite interesting, pile number 2. You're so smart that some of you may have lost touch with your psychic powers, because again, in this reading, you have the moon and the third eye. So you have a line of psychic people who don't even know. Again, maybe you feel ashamed with the scarf around the mouth to speak in that manner, since you are seen as smart and scientific. Maybe a lot of the line has covered that part or has suppressed this part of them in order to appear as scientists, in order to be taken seriously. Also, some of you in the past, they were caught. Some of you were great witches in the past. Some of the people in your ancestral line. Can you believe that? Because in the past, witches were smart. They were very innovative. They followed science. They followed herbs. They had it all, really. And then they were getting caught. So it's for this reason that you'll find a lot of the people in your family, although very smart, very educated, very intellectual, or have the capability of being great philosophers or scientists by nature, even if they haven't reached that stage, they have the potential for it. And whether they are involved in a job that seems on the outside prestigious or not, they always there presenting change, smart ideas that can make work easier and better. See, with October, we see fall. That's why you have a month, a fall of something. So you have both, but one blessing that you have has fallen. Maybe it's because your family has learned to hide it so well in order to avoid being caught way, way back in the past. I feel like in your pile, you're rediscovering that part in you and your family. And you will be able to use both powers in your lifetime to make a great change, as always. You're very smart, you're very creative, you're very innovative, and you're able to use facts along with creativity to present something in a much better way to the people. And see, we have a frog feeding a sheep in an egg. Again, we see an out-of-the-box idea with the Ace of Pentacles. You're constantly able to present something out of the box, something that sounds crazy, but is brilliant. And with the Four of Wands, you have a lot of fun doing that. You're always celebrating one crazy idea after the other. Yeah. So you're very blessed with being able to present explosive ideas. Very smart brain activity. You'll have people around you going, wow, how do they do that? How does pile number 2 do that? In your lifetime, pile number 2, if you're capable now of reuniting your scientific mind with your intuition, you'll be able to rise from the ashes like a phoenix here. That's very apparent in your reading for some reason. There was a fall, and now you're creating a rise. Do you see that? A rise in that activation of both elements together in your ancestral line moving forward, making great changes moving forward. So yeah, that's a very strong message here in terms of what you can do. Let your spirituality out as you work scientifically, or as you use your logical mind. So use both together freely. Don't be afraid, and don't use one without the other. You're meant to use both in your ancestral line, and in your lifetime, this blessing is activated, and you will be rising like a phoenix, very, very high. You'll be able to do great things in your life, my dear pile number 2. That's really, really cool. You'll be rising a lot. You'll find yourself in a great position. Position is either at work or in life, or in terms of maybe being honored with a great trophy or a great prize, maybe like the Nobel Prize, I know, but yeah, you know, something of the sort. You'll really be celebrated, my dear pile number 2. Okay, so that's the inherited blessings that I can see you've inherited from your ancestors and forefathers. Now let's take a look at your karma. What karma have you inherited from them? You have Luna. Again, the moon comes up. You must check pile number 1. They have the moon a lot as well. You have Luna with manifestations, vision, and attraction. You have see, it's the same card, even in the same question with karma. You have lunar eclipse with spiritual changes and internal evolution. You have sun in Virgo with health, the sun and the moon, and then we have a lunar eclipse. How interesting. And you have Venus in Libra. All right. You must check pile number 1. When you do, you'll see what I mean. I mean, if you're called to it, of course. You have the 7 of Pentacles. You have the Strength card. I see. I see what the karma is. You have the Ace of Wands, the Page of Cups, and you have the 4 of Swords. I feel like this card wants to come out, so I'm gonna take it. What is it? The moon again, the cold moon this time. Yeah. Stillness, abundance, withdrawal. So let me tell you the first thing I've observed in terms of your karma before we move on to connecting the dots. I see here with the knife and the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles is some sort of growth, creation of something. So your ancestral line was very much focused on development. They had a leadership role. But at some point, the family may have enjoyed the benefits that were supposed to be given for themselves. And there's nothing wrong with enjoying benefits. But here I see that they may have enjoyed things that wasn't meant for them, that they were supposed to present it. Like, for example, please don't take this example. It's just an example. Like, for example, I keep saying for example, collecting a huge sum of money to present it to the poor people and then taking a part out for oneself to enjoy, that kind of thing. Like something happened along the line of benefiting people, and maybe there was a generation or two, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe even 4, who started taking these benefits for themselves, the trusted benefits that others have been giving to them for themselves. And so we see the lion here represent in strength, representing ego. So yeah, I see that the family veered off course and were beaten down by the people, taken down. Maybe there was a civil war, they were taken down. And so here I see that the karma may have to do with rebuilding itself, rebuilding the family, rebuilding the family and reversing the downward. See, because with the angel and the it's another is that what figure here is? This kind of reminds me of the light and shadow, where being in a great position but then being taken down. You know how like Adam and Eve being taken down, the idea that you were very blessed with everything, with great power, but going the wrong way, things were taken from you, and reversing the karma is now going back up to where you belong. It's always yours to take. And so the family has to, because with the Page of Cups here, we're seeing building yourself back up. We're seeing someone start their career from the very bottom up. This is someone who is assisting in a pharmacy. So they're studying, they're learning, obviously they're a student, they're very ambitious. So from down up, and reversing the karma, it seems here with full health, has to do with, first, with the cold moon, acceptance. Second of all, knowing that the abundance is yours, going back up, transformation. With spiritual changes, transforming the ancestral karma, eclipsing the bad that has happened with the good intention of manifesting great things for yourself, with the intention back again to helping civilization, of being innovative, of doing great things for others. And maybe not this could be, being regarded as great, but then doing things, maybe presenting wrong information just to get a name or something like that. One thing or the sort, because of ego, went down wrong. And you're now in a time where you're going to reverse that. It seems you're reversing this karma for sure, and you're building yourself up to the position of where your ancestors were. You're going to be a great manifestor with a great vision, there to help others and yourself. Reversing the ancestral karma. I see it here in the Four of Swords being reversed. This crocodile sleeping on their back, and then going the right way round on their stomach, being ready to go out and do things. So with the cold moon, the stillness, and the Four of Swords, I feel the same energy, like the energy of the family has been a bit, what is it called? Stagnant for a while. And now you're moving into full power of the blessings and the full power of your ancestors back again in your lifetime. Pile number 2. Very, very cool. You'll be manifesting a lot of big things in your life. And as we saw on the Judgment card, you'll be rising like a phoenix. That's why. You'll be rising like a phoenix and doing something creative, innovative, something scientific for the community. Okay, my dear pile number 2, let's now check out the traits. What traits did you inherit from your ancestors and forefathers? All right, so you have the white oak with healing, versatility, and endurance. Wow. You have thunder and lightning with painful realization and inner conflict. Okay. You also have Venus in Virgo with discrimination. And you have Moon in Pisces with empathy. All right. Let's take a look at your tea leaves. How about we push it here so that we have space for your tea leaves? You have Bow. You are highly thought of. I see you are highly smart. All right. You have November. 11. Okay. Let's now take a look at your tarot cards. So you have the 5 of Cups. Again, tasting something that's not yours. I'm not saying that this is your trait. I'm just showing you the ancestral karma. All right. You also have the 6 of Cups. The Lovers. We keep seeing that, don't we? Look at that. There we go. Tasting something you're not supposed to taste. How interesting. Do you see that? What are the odds? Okay. Let's keep it there. I'm sure we'll find out why this appeared here in your reading. You also... I think it's drawing attention to the tongue because I see a little tongue here as well. It's drawing attention to the tongue. All right. You have the Death card. And you have the Temperance card. Right. So the first thing I'm realizing here right off the bat, I'm getting this intuitive thought, intuitive idea with the thunder and lightning, high intelligence, because it reminds me of neurological pathways in the brain. So yeah, highly a unique type of intelligence, highly intelligent line, family line. Also with the oak tree, it lives for years and years. I think you have great genes. You're very lucky with inheriting wonderful genes from your family that has to do with longevity. And so in that case, with the tongue, if you eat right, that's what it is. If you eat right, live a healthy life with the 6 of Cups, joyful life, you will be able to live longer, like outlive many people. A line of ancestry that has very strong genes. That's really cool, pile number 1. Empathy here is reminding me of, again, creativity. So a mind that is systematic, but also very creative. I did notice that in the beginning. Was it in your pile? Where you had... No, it wasn't in your pile. Okay, so we see the idea of being very systematic in thinking, scientific, but also very creative. So left and right brain, very active. Temperance shows me that you have the capability of healing things pretty easily. That's one of the traits that you've inherited from your ancestors. With death and temperance, I feel like whatever comes your way, an illness or even a mental illness, and don't forget you have the psychic abilities, even spiritually, you have a strong capability of healing yourself if you put your mind to it. Whatever you put your mind to, pile number 2, you're very much capable of achieving. You know, November reminds me of 11, the number 11, a divine number. This ancestral family has a divine mission of intelligently leading others and leading civilization to make smarter choices. Do you see how you're very gentle here? Very gentle energy with the empathy here. Although you have a line of people who are very smart, you're capable of lowering yourself, like bringing down your intelligence so that others can understand this invention that you're presenting, to speak to others clearly, calmly, and surprisingly, because this reindeer looks surprised, taking people with success, small steps but surely, towards moving to the front, towards improving. Pile number 2. You've inherited empathy because do you see this bear is alone? You've inherited empathy because it is very important that it keeps you on track of feeling for others, so that you're always in the process of transforming and moving others forward. You've inherited the trait of being playful, fun to be around. Some of you may be tricksters, you joke, you know how to have fun, an inner child at heart, no matter how serious you look. And that not only helps you with creativity, but it helps you being a very pleasant person, an enjoyable person to be around, and it helps with having people listen to what you have to say in a simple way, to laugh and to go along with the transformation that you're presenting. Because I see with the reindeer being shocked here, it's like you're capable of letting others do things that maybe other people throughout different generations have been talking about and nobody's listening. Suddenly you come in and you say, you know what, this is wrong, and you present it to them very simply. You have this charismatic character, and suddenly people are like, you know what, yeah, I don't want to do that anymore. So yeah, there's something very pleasant about you, very charismatic, and along with your intelligence that makes people want to listen to you and want to follow your lead and be impressed by the amazing ideas that you're presenting. They don't go down the drain in your family. And that's one of the big things or traits that you have inherited from your family. Very strong family line. It's here to do great healing, great progress. And my dear pile number 2, I wish you all the best of luck with your mission here on earth, with what you're supposed to do. I know you're going to be doing great things. All the best of luck. This was your reading, and if you've enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And please don't forget to check out my books, my productivity book and my productivity cookbook. These 2 books can totally help you out, set the right tone for the rest of the year. With the productivity book, it's small, straight to the point, and so you won't procrastinate reading it in the first place. But you'll find that it has all the key advice and secrets to becoming a productive person right away, all while enjoying the process. There's also an audiobook if you love listening to your books. And with regards to the productivity cookbook, I did this book with all my heart, with a nutritionist that I love and believe in, to bring out recipes that are delicious, healthy, easy to cook. They're all cooked in a matter of minutes, allowing you to have time the rest of the day to do what is important for you in terms of your dreams and goals. And my dear pile number 2, this was your reading. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. We're in this reading taking a look at what you've inherited from your ancestors. And forefathers. And this is going to be a deep reading. This is why you see the setup a little bit different from the usual, because we want to take a look at inheritance in terms of blessings. So what blessings did you inherit from your ancestors? And also in terms of your karma, we want to take a deeper look at what karma you've inherited, maybe even advice that your ancestors are going to show in terms of your karma, and get to understand whether you'll come out of it or not. Of course you can, it's always in your hands, but you know what I mean. Let's get more information on that. And last but not least, what traits, so that's important. What traits and that as well, thanks. What traits did you inherit from your ancestors? What powerful traits, of course, did you inherit from your ancestors? All right, so now that we have this established, let's take a closer look into your reading. I will be taking a look at your tea leaves in a second. But first, let's take a look at your oracle cards. So you have treachery with betrayal, mistrust, and deception. Don't be afraid of this card, because we're taking a look at blessings. What blessings have you inherited, right? You also have poison and toxins, fear, negative thoughts, and self-loathing. You know, the more you see negative in a blessing, I think it's going to turn out to be amazing, because it will only mean that you're either avoiding this, or you broke out of this, or that you have some sort of blessings with regards to the things that we're seeing here. All right, so let's now take a look at the rest of the cards. And of course you have control. That's why you have Jupiter in Capricorn with control, of course. And you have Moon in Leo with appreciation. All right. And let's now take a look at your tea leaves. So you have chair filled. Someone is entering your life. I don't take the messages here too seriously in the tea leaves unless they resonate with the reading. I'm seeing here power again, okay, with the chair. And you have career. Beautiful. Okay. Let's now take a look at your tarot cards. So you have the 10 of Cups. Wow. Beginning your reading, it fell. It wanted to make itself seen very well. It's important. And as you can see, it's lining right in conjunction to treachery. And you have the 8 of Cups. Both are holding a child. What are the odds? Amazing. You have the Temperance cards. And you have the 9 of Pentacles. I think we have space for one more card, so let's do that. You have the King of Swords. All right, with career, that's really cool. Actually, I see something here that's amazing. Okay, we'll get to it in a second. Right. Your strongest trait is that no bad energy and no bad intention, no bad emotions or people are ever able to break you or affect your inner child. Yes, you may go through difficult situations. You may go through betrayals and deceptions. You may have gone through maybe inner child. What is it called? Inner child, your inner child being affected by maybe, what is it called? Mistreatment, you know, resulting with fear, negative thoughts, self-loathing, whatever it is. Your family line is blessed with being able to overcome difficulties like that. You always come out on the other side with the Eight of Cups. You're always able to come out, and your healing powers are so strong that even your child, inner child, is very capable of healing through even some of the difficult things that many others have to go through. You even see in the Temperance card, Alice holding the two mushroom, one that helps her get smaller and the other that helps her get bigger. So you're really able to maneuver through situation, go through difficulty, navigate through it very easily. You have strong mental power, and you have the capability of protecting yourself energetically, and you always, do you see that? You always come out to the other side clean, strong, and better than ever. Healed better than ever. So very strong healing powers, my dear pile number 3. Your family probably has to do with healing, because not only are we seeing mental and energetic healing, we're also seeing physical healing with the mushroom here. I feel like your ancestry line were great healers. They've known a lot about the secrets of the earth, what to eat, what to drink. And so this has been passed down from generation to generation, even if not information-wise, genetically. You are very blessed with having a strong psychic or energetic aura, strong mental stamina, and you're very blessed with physical strength as well in the DNA. That came another pile, the DNA physical strength. But here you have the whole spectrum. You're very strong healers, and this means that you're here to help others heal as well. So you're a strong healer, my dear pile number 1. You're blessed with being able to heal others and yourself, either through one of these things or maybe even all. And do you see the chair filled and career? I think that since this is one of your big blessings, you'll find yourself constantly being pulled in that direction. You heal others one way or the other, and it's a very strong part of your career. Some of you are doctors, some of you are nutritionists, some of you are energy healers, you know? You definitely have a strong role in healing. And so no matter what you go through, I think this is something that people feel you're very lucky to have. No matter what you go through, no matter what the shadow is or the energy is, you are blessed with a family, an ancestral line that is capable of finding themselves on the other side. 9 of Pentacles and appreciation. You always go back to happiness. It's like your set line is happiness. You know, some people feel very happy when great things happen to them, but after some time they get used to them and they go low. Other people are very happy no matter what happens in their lives. I see that this is the case for you. If you allow energy and healing to go through you, your set line will always be happiness. And that's a very, very rare trait that anyone can have, really. 10 of Cups, ultimate happiness. Also, one of the blessings that I see in your reading is that you see these 2 cards in conjunction to your career here, and of course with Temperance, having healing secrets. But all in all, I feel like you're very blessed to always have a position of power where you're healing others, but at the same time, you're quite lucky of living a kind, luscious, luxurious life, full of blessings, tranquility. Do you see with career here? The King of Swords is sleeping. The 9 of Coins is enjoying their time. So your career is gonna be very, and when I say slow, I mean fun. Like your working hard is nearly not working. You will get to have a career where you do something you enjoy very much, speaks to your heart. You'll be able to bring your brilliance, but at the same time, You will get to enjoy life. You will get to rest. You will get to do the things that you love. And I think it's part of your natural attitude to make sure that you're always at peace mentally. It's part of your healing, I think, to make sure that yes, you do work hard, but you work very smart. It's in your DNA it's part of your intelligence when it comes to healing. You know with the temperance how to balance things. Make sure that you work hard, you're in control, you do the right thing, but at the same time that you keep yourself well rested, that you enjoy your life as you do what is needed. And that is really a big blessing to have. I think this is everybody's dream right there, my dear pile number 1. It comes very natural to you. You will be spending a life being overly blessed with the 10 of Cups, because 10 is an excess of an energy. 10 of Cups being overly, feeling overly blessed. My dear pile number 3. I hope I didn't say 1. My apologies with that. So very cool reading. This is first of all the blessings that you've inherited from your ancestors. Wonderful. Let's now take a look at the karma that you've inherited from your ancestors. What is it all about, and what message do you have with regards to that? Okay, so as usual, we'll be starting off with your oracle cards. You have, ooh, wow, Sacred Mountain. Ancestors. We were just saying ancestors. Endurance, resilience. All right, let's keep it here. You also have Wonder World, the Shadow Realm, and Reincarnation. Oi, 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 oi. This looks deep. Okay. You have Sun in Aries with Assertion. Oh my. Okay. And you have Venus in Libra with Indecision. Oh God. Okay, this is looking big actually. Number 17 may be an important number to you as well. Okay, tea leaves. We have Vulture. We have depression, anxiety, worry that someone is against you. And with the Elephant, you have a long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser at the end. Let's keep your tea leaves right there. And let's take a look at your tarot cards. So you have the Judgment card, the 7 of Cups, the 4 of Pentacles, you have the Page of Swords. See, I feel like you're fighting something here. Interesting. And you have the Ace of Cups, finding the potion. Wow. Okay, let me take a closer look before I start speaking about this. Some huge war happened during ancient times. This is a sacred place, sacred mountain, exactly what I felt. A sacred space where some big devil-like war, perhaps symbolically led by the devil, has killed a lot of human beings in a treacherous war. So many have died, and some great karma has fallen. You see here, this is Humpty Dumpty fell off the wall, and no one was able to put Humpty Dumpty back again. And so many people died because here we have the Queen of Hearts and Alice in Wonderland going off with their heads. So why is your family carrying this karma? Hold on, let me take a closer look. That's better. feel like since you are healers, look at that. There's something about the plants here. In this scene, of course, in Alice in Wonderland, you know, when the Queen of Hearts said, I didn't want white flower roses, I wanted red roses. And so they start coloring it instead of planting it. She catches them and she goes, off with their heads. So playing with plants, do you see that? It was all rosy with the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups, you were in a time blessed with amazing plants and things that maybe all of us didn't hear of before, where your ancestral line in some sacred area of life, you know, something like the Amazon forest, for example, they were blessed with knowledge of healing and specific plants and herbs that heals this and does that. Ah, the war. Okay, I'm getting it. Some playing with plants happened for a corrupted reason with the indecision here. See, with the I know this is with the Ace of Cups, this is the potion that helps Alice go big and small. Again, knowledge of making plants bigger and healthier was misused. Do you see? It was misused, causing, I see, hold on, I get it. There was no war. Here's what happened. Playing with plants, although you were the sacred keepers of this knowledge and of this plant, there was playing around for one reason or the other. I'm sure we're going to discover it. Playing with plants for one sort of corruption or the other, that was the cause that killed maybe generations, eating the wrong thing or something. And see, we couldn't put Humpty Dumpty back again. So we something fell, we couldn't reverse it. You know this example, you know, like in our days, what is not reversible is like what they say GMO is not reversible. It ruins the soil. So that's an example of irreversible. Something happened here that caused illness to humanity that was irreversible. Why? And so the dragon in this case, and the Jabberwock that we see here in the assertion card and the Page of Swords, strong illnesses came that humanity had to fight disease over generation after generation, weakening the humankind. So why did that happen? I think I need to look closer at your cards. Why? Four of Pentacles, keeping something to themselves. What? Keeping what to themselves? Keeping something to themselves. I'm not sure. I need to think about it. Oh, I think they may have used the knowledge maybe in the wrong way. Did I mention the devil in the beginning? I noticed something here, like sacrificing to get maybe more power, something like that. Some playing happened, is all I can tell you, that made things irreversible, although you are the healing family. And so we see the weakening of powers, you know. We do see a weak elephant here, a weak vulture. So great power has been weakened. Ace of Cups is a new beginning. Do you see the key on the table? It looks to me, for sure, like you have the key, knowingly or not, to reverse this. Because you see, in different decks, we see skulls, so dying. Maybe some of you are gonna present something with regards to health that will reverse the karma, because now you're helping people. You're back to your role of the family of, reversing this karma by now healing, and you fully have that power, my dear pile number 3, because it is in your one of the blessings that we've noticed first. You have that in you. You are capable of healing. That comes over and over in your reading. So you'll be reversing karma by presenting something in your lifetime that will have a great effect in taking humanity back up in that direction. How interesting. Wow. The things we see when we turn the cards, right? And I'm kind of feeling this will be the beginning to something even better later on, to what was even there. Pile number 3. So you do have a big role, one way or the other, healing mentally or healing with herbs or healing one way, or maybe you're a doctor. One way or the other, you'll be contributing greatly in that field, reversing this karma. Okay, so very interesting reading, my dear pile number 3. Let's now take a look at the traits that you have inherited from your ancestors and forefathers. What traits did you inherit? We know some of them now, but let's find out everything. So you have this card came up in the 3 piles. Some of you were drawn to the 3 for sure. So you have the lunar eclipse, spiritual changes, and internal evolution. You have ocean tides with individuality, strength, formlessness. Wow. Formlessness. Really cool. All right. It's like you're not restricted with anything. You are capable of adapting. You have Saturn in Scorpio with inheritance. And you have Venus in Pisces with submission. Okay, again, adaptability is one of your strong traits. Okay, so you have needle and thread, a sincere wish will be granted. And you have mice, discord among friends or family. So we have needle and thread and mice. Okay, let's take a look at your tarot cards. Ooh, so sweet. You have 5 of Pentacles with a doe. You have the 8 of Pentacles. The 10 of Wands. The 6 of Cups. And you have the 4 of Wands. Just like the other piles, you have the main card here of spiritual changes and internal evolution. And we've seen it. We've seen it with you. You have the capability, you in specific, you have the capability of not just transforming, of course, but healing anything, whether it's emotional, physical, or mental. It's your superpower, mending and healing and putting things together. That's for sure, my dear pile number 3. We've seen that from the very beginning. I see a lot of blessings in your reading. You know, carrying a lot of things in a basket. I know it's the 10 of Wands, but I'll get to it in a second. A lot of nice treats, inheritance. So I feel like one of the traits that you've inherited from your ancestors is being able to achieve great things in life, specifically a lot of wealth that makes you have more than you even need. See, the 10 of Wands here is presented by the hearts. So you enjoy working hard, which we saw was going to happen in your career. And along with that, you're going to be collecting a lot of blessings and wealth in your life. Again, 8 of Pentacles shows that it's in the area of your work. You're going to be a master at whatever you're presenting. I see food. Some of you could even be nutritionists. But regardless, I see that your healing journey is going to lead to a lot of wealth and great blessings in your life. With the ocean tides here, of course, we can see that nothing can bring you down. if the tides are high, nothing can pull you in, nothing can affect you, because with formless you have the capability to adapt. You accept very quickly. You go through the tough times coming out stronger than ever. Strong mind, strong body, strong psychic powers. Nothing can really get your way. Even if it's temporary, you always come out on the other side very strong. Pile number 3, very very lovely trait, and it's one of your strong strength here. We can see that you've inherited strong strength, especially physically as well, and we've already gone through that, the 3 factors that you have inherited. If you decide to become a great surgeon, one day you'll find that you have magical hands. That's very specific. Magical hands. You'll be a very popular surgeon. All in all, great at your craft. Great at your healing journey. You know, in the 5 of Pentacles, we usually see 2 people in adversity. They feel poor. They're in harsh weather. They don't have what it takes to be comfortable. But here we're seeing a focus on dearness in the 5 of Pentacles. So in the face of adversity, you're very capable of taking care of yourself and loved ones, and to make this a wonderful journey that is calm. You're able to come together with those that want to join you, and to come out on the other side healthy and not traumatized. Very strong. You come together during hard times. You take care of yourself as well as others. So during difficult times and times of lack, people feel like they're healing when they're near you. They feel like everything is okay. They feel like they take from your strength. Not that anyone can take it from you, but I mean, you extend your strength to them. They're very much inspired by you and your calmness and your healing energy, and they feel like everything is fine. And it turns out to be a lovely journey, one that was not so bad after all, once you and the people around you cross to the other side. Very, very beautiful energy here. Pile number 3. Really admire you. Another thing that I see might look weird, but 6 of Cups, a great fertility. And I'm not surprised. You have great genes, we can see great fertility. Yeah. Being able to bring and raise healthy children is part of the, I don't want to say, I think it's a blessing here that you have. If you want or so choose to, you might find yourself, if you want, of course, with a lot of children. This is if you choose. And I think because of the healing journey that your ancestors long time ago had to go through, with this increase in I want to say strong genes that kind of makes you a superhero in some way. That's the reason why you have mice here, whether you know about this or not. You know, mice, they can squeeze themselves in a tiny, in a very tight area, even if it's 6 millimeters, half a centimeter. Their teeth, they never stops growing. They have very good hearing, way better than human beings. So you have a lot of strength in you that you may or may not know about. I see with the needle and thread, if you take care of yourself just a little bit, perhaps eating the right food, you'll find that superpower of healing within you. And so with that type of superpower and the Four of Wands, I feel like by nature you look for freedom. With the Four of Wands, you have had the capabilities of doing whatever you wanted from generation to generation, especially your ancestors at the very beginning. And so you have an innate feeling, natural feeling within you to be a free person. You cannot be tied down. You're always looking for freedom because your mind, you've inherited the understanding or idea that you cannot be tied down. There's always a solution. There's always a healing. There's always coming out of it. And so you have great love for freedom, and it pushes you to always get to the other side. And my dear pile number 3, this is exactly what I see in your reading. Such a cool reading. I loved your ancestor story. I'm very happy you'll be reversing this. All the best of luck with your work, my dear pile number 3. This is exactly what I see in your reading. And if you've enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And please don't forget to check out my 2 books, my productivity book and my productivity cookbook. They can really help you set the tone and set the goals right for the new year and achieve everything that you want. The productivity book is small, straight to the point, and so you won't procrastinate reading it. But it has all the key advice and secrets to becoming a productive person right away, all while enjoying the process. There's also an audiobook if you love listening to your books. And the reason I have the productivity cookbook to support it is because I know a lot of you, they want, oh, look at that. You're all about health. I really recommend this book. It's going to give you the time to focus on what is important to you. I've partnered with a nutritionist that I love and believe in to bring out a book that is healthy, delicious, and the main idea, because I'm more focused on productivity, so it's healthy, number 1, delicious, number 2, and the formula is that you can achieve these 2 by cooking in a matter of minutes, these meals. That's the most important focus, along with, of course, health and delicious. A lot of people have been reporting that they find the meals super delicious. You'll find snacks, dinner, breakfast, you name it. There's also a vegan version if you're vegan. And my dear pile number 3, if you're interested in checking it out, you'll find links to these 2 cookbooks down in the description box. Thank you so much for tuning in. It was such an interesting reading. The cards were saying an amazing story about your ancestors. I'm really super impressed and in awe. I wish you all the best of luck with what you're going to do here. May you always be blessed, and I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye.